Take, for instance, the number 12590.4. Now, if we're formatting this number for the US, it would need to be displayed something like this. But if we were in France, we would need to format the number something more like this. Okay? And that's what number format does. This is all very doable. Okay? And there's a quirk about the arguments with number format, though. So let's take a closer look. Right? So number format has 4 arguments. But only the first one is absolutely required. The second one, though optional, you'll probably use a lot as well. The last 2, these are the weird ones. Okay, the last 2, if you're English speaking and you're building apps in an English speaking territory, you'll rarely use these because the default values are probably correct for you in most applications. But here's the quirk. If you supply the first argument, the function works fine. If you supply the first and second argument, the function works fine. But if you want to use the third or fourth arguments, you have to use them both. Okay? This function works with 1 argument, with 2 arguments, or with 4 arguments. You can't use just 3, or you'll get a null value back. Okay? So let's go through this in some detail, and we can see this in action. Okay, so the first argument is the number that you need to format. It's an int or a float. Well, that's simple enough. But the thing to remember is that the default decimal places for this function is 0, okay? Which will actually act as a rounding function. Now, if you need more precision, you don't want it to round, we come to the second argument. The second argument tells the function how many decimal places to lock your number to. And as you can see, we've regained our precision. But even with that precision, if your original number is much longer, it's going to round. Okay? Be aware of that. Now, as I said, the next 2 arguments are a group. They have to be used together. The third argument is the symbol that you want to use for the decimal point. And the fourth argument is the symbol that you want to use for the thousands separator. But they're a group. We have to use them together, or neither. Okay? Just to illustrate, here's the third example in which I'm attempting to use the function by supplying only the third argument, and as you can see, we're getting a null value back from the function. Until we supply, in the next one, we supply both the third and the fourth arguments, whereas the function kicks back in and gives us the output we expected. Okay? Got it? It's simple enough. You just have to remember that the third and fourth arguments are grouped. Hey, this is Scotty from CodePanic, and this was just a tiny snippet of my web application masterclass series. If you're interested in increasing your skill set, staying ahead of the coming AI wave, and learning to build web-based applications, check out my web application masterclass series over at CodePanic.tv. I know you're going to like what you see.